Hi, I'm Tori.
And I'm Leah, and welcome back to the Boys Lie podcast.
A podcast where we talk about the craziest relationship stories you've ever heard, pop culture, and the piping hot tea of our lives.
So buckle up, enjoy the ride, and remember that boys lie.
Boys lie.
Boys lie.
Them boys, they be lying.
Boys lie.
Hey. Oh my God, it's been so long since it's been just the two of us.
I know. We still have a podcast episode like in our arsenal where it was like one of the second ones we ever recorded where we literally like said our whole story. And I was like listening to it the other day and I was like, we sound so crazy.
Like, absolutely not.
We were like so particular about everything we wanted to say. And it actually is a really good episode. Maybe we'll release it.
And I just don't think so.
You need to listen to it. It's good.
I would probably hate that.
But yeah, it's good to be sitting here just with my sister.
I know, the bestie.
It's weird sitting in the middle.
We'll get the feng shui back soon enough. This looks so crazy. I was eating a burrito this morning and I stained the shit out of my pants.
Oh no. Oh yeah, that looks like a skid mark.
It's a bad
Wait,
one.
oh my God, it looks like Otis shit on your leg.
It's hot sauce.
Okay. Is
It's
it gonna come
fine.
out? I think
Yeah.
Bonnie has a Tide to Go pen you could use.
I'm really not that worried about it.
All right.
These are like my junky sweatpants.
I love those ones.
They're from like Zara, I think.
Oh, I thought those were the Free People ones.
Nope. These
Oh.
are Zara.
Oh, so you have another pair that are like exactly the same?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
All right.
You know how it goes.
Well, should we hop into story time?
Sure. If you have a story you'd like to share on the Boys Lie podcast, please share via boyslieofficial.com. And if your story gets selected to be read on the podcast, you win a free sweatsuit.
Woo! Do you want to go first?
Sure. So I'm using Anonymous as my name for my safety because this guy is a crazy psycho stalker. So I met him in 2010. We'll call him Richard, Dick for short. He was a single father of 3 boys. He was an absolute charmer and honestly had a lot of things that I was looking for in a partner. I adored his kids and he included me in their activities. However, he did have massive red flags that I ignored because of my own red flags. He had daddy issues. One of the flags that he was going through was a nasty custody battle with his ex-wife. Well, one day I got a call from the courthouse asking if I could come down and pick up Dick's belongings because he was going to jail for contempt of court.
What does that mean? What does contempt mean?
I'm
Maybe
not sure.
like missing out on a court date?
Want to give it a quick Google?
Yeah, hold on. Contempt of court. Being held in contempt of court means a person is found guilty of being disobedient or disrespectful toward a court of law and its officers. This can include disobeying a court order, disrupting proceedings, or insulting the judge.
Oh, so he got mad in court and he overreacted, it sounds like.
Or he failed to appear.
So that's definitely a red flag.
Yeah.
So it's not like I was looking through his phone. He literally gave me permission to read all of his incoming messages and respond. Well, one message came through that read, "Hi, Dick. This is Bob from the pizza place last night. Let me know when Larry and I can come over to service you." And a dick pic accompanied this text.
The good old dick pic.
With a pizza.
To Dick.
It was like Pizzagate.
Yeah. Sounds like a Craigslist ad.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Let me know when we can come service you.
But like when I caught my ex cheating on Craigslist, like that was like some of like what they would like post as an ad on Craigslist, like stuff like that.
I just, ew.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, she goes like, what the fuck, right? I mean, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
When I picked him up from jail, I did mention it to him and he denied it, but my gut knew better. The thing is if he was gay and just told me, I would have been his friend and been okay with it. I'm pro-gay. But he denied it and in fact bashed the gay community. I tried walking away from him, but the more I walked away, the more he pursued me. Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's like so weird because if you are and you live in this denial world, it's kind of like your easy way out to start exploring versus like stalking someone.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like if you're with a person that's going to get arrested for contempt of court, that's a reason enough to walk away.
Yeah.
Also, if his name is Dick.
Well, it's Richard.
Oh,
And I think this is a false name. But
true.
yeah. So I knew the only way to free myself was to expose him in a lie. I didn't plan on finding the lies. I did. First, I discovered that he was on a website called Friend Finders.
I've heard of this.
I think we've heard of this once.
Yeah.
But why are you looking for friends as adults?
I don't think it's like that. I think it's like you're looking for like sex.
There are too many apps.
Bumble BFF.
I'm over how many apps there are.
Yeah.
honestly.
I think this is also like, I don't know. I don't want to like be ageist at all. However, I do feel as if like adult friend finder is something that like maybe a boomer would use.
Oh, so you're ageist.
I don't know. Who do we know that's using adult friend finder? Everyone's on Grindr.
I joined incognito and chatted with multiple men and couples on there and told them upfront my story. They had provided me with conversations with Dick and even with times that they had met. The best dick sucker in town was the line that he used. Dick the dick sucker.
That's,
She
that's good.
proceeds by laughing in this and types in like,
Dick the dick sucker. Yeah.
Once I had enough proof I needed for him to finally leave me alone, I now had to present it in a way that would wouldn't allow him to gaslight me, because he was a master at gaslighting. He is really your classic narcissistic psychopath. Wish I had learned all this way sooner. I really just wish I had the balls to leave sooner before it came to all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She goes, that's on me.
Yeah.
So she basically wishes that she just knew everything. I now had to manipulate the master manipulator, and as gross as it is, I did it through a sexual act. Having sex with this man was the gross part, but I knew he liked dirty talk. So I brought up the talk to be a third man in with us. I said something like, reach around as you're doing to me and grab his cock. And he had an instant orgasm.
Oh my God. Wait, that's kind of like a good way to catch if your man is gay. If you're like getting fucked from behind, sorry, this is inappropriate, but like if you're getting fucked from behind and you're like, pretend that you're jerking me off. And they came right away. That's like,
it's kind of scarring.
Yeah.
I feel
don't
like
know
that
what
would
I
be
would
like
do.
traumatic for me potentially.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't use this option to find out if my partner was gay. However, I don't yuck the way you found out.
No, it's actually very, very like creative.
Yeah, that's a
really creative way to. Most people just like play the grinder sound and see if their man looks up.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've gotten that from another podcast.
I
just
think it's amazing.
It's just not for me. I don't know this way, but good for you.
Good for you. So creative.
Anyways, I got dressed and he said he'd never really do that. And then I said, oh, but you did with Bob and Larry, right? And he tried to get physical with me, and I told him I was recording him, and if he laid a hand on me, that I was calling the cops immediately, and they would have all the proof to arrest him, and he'd lose his kids forever. So that's smart.
Yeah.
Tied into the nasty custody battle. I left and later moved out of state thinking that I was free from him forever. Wrong. This creep stalked me for the next 5 years until he got involved with a married woman whom he turned his stalking towards. Oh my God.
What the fuck?
I have so many micro stories in this novel that I could share, but this is the condensed version of the entire story. Boys lie. Please, for my safety, don't use my name. We would never use your name.
Use name. Men are fucking scary sometimes, bro.
I don't even know what to say.
Well, I just want to go back to the I'm the best dick sucker in town part, because it does take a crazy narcissist to be a self-proclaimed best dick sucker in town. That's a tongue twister.
I can suck good dick.
Yeah, but like you know that because people like I'm sure have claimed you as the best dick sucker in town. It's not like you're like going around like it's like, okay, what if like you met a guy,
the dick sucker,
but like what if you met a guy and he's like, I'm the best like box muncher in town and then he ate you out and he was just like mid.
Yeah, like I'm not self-proclaimed like,
right,
in that
like,
way. Like I'm not like promoting this.
Right, like I feel like somebody has to make that name for you, because like again, like what would you do if the guy used like let's
it's
say
also not a name I'm
hypothetically-
proud of either, or
Okay.
anyone's proud of.
I think you should be proud of it.
And I'm not
you
gonna
wear
be
like a badge of honor
narcissistic about it.
a gold medal. But no, but seriously, what would you do though if like you were like hypothetically you're not married right now, you're a single girl dating, and you start dating this guy and he's like, I'm the best at eating out, like I'm the best person you'll ever have, and then he ate you out and like you fucking sucked. Like would you be like, I just want to let you know you're not great, or would you just like keep it to yourself?
I would probably tell him. I'd probably tell him and then never see him again.
I'd probably not tell him and just never see him again. I would feel bad.
I'm like way too confrontational.
I know.
I need to work on it. Honestly, that's probably the best route, is not giving that feedback. But I prefer to give that accurate feedback so then they know not to say that with other people.
Yeah. Like I just want to let you know you're not the best at what you say you are, but here's how you could get better.
Like Dick the dick sucker sounds like a serial killer.
Well, he is. You know, like he
Rick
kind of
with the dick is a
big Rick dick.
dick sucker.
Yeah, and he sucks, and he's a psycho stalker. Well, I'm happy you got out of that. I think sometimes it's like people see the red flags over and over and over again, and it's like so easier said than done when you hear a story like this, and you're like, why didn't she leave on the first contempt of court? But like,
Contempt of court, she said.
I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't even know what that District of Columbia yesterday wasn't a state. So
No, I can't do any geography. Like, people who are probably listening right now I hope you're laughing at me. I deserve to be like humbled deeply. I could not fill out every state on the map.
no, me either. It's actually funny you say that because the other day Kevin was like, he's like, if you and Tori ever want to like make like an extra income, like you guys could literally be one of those YouTube channels that's like, here's how you can make $3 million in a year. Like, you know how like people do those. And he's like, they make it seem so easy. And then he's like, and I do think it seems so easy because YouTube bitches fucking did it. So
It is easy. You just have to like will it into delusion
and make a bunch of fucking mistakes.
and learn from them and never do it again.
So yeah,
Never make the same mistakes twice.
never make the same mistake twice. Okay, should I get into the next story?
Sure.
Okay, here's the next story. Sorry, guys. We just probably read a story that we've already read on the podcast.
My
so
brain is like
we're starting over.
static.
Okay, here's the next story. Save the date yourself! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
Yeah.
I got a save the date in the mail from one of my friends from college. The wedding was a little over a year away, but it was in Italy. Yay! I was so excited and almost immediately started planning my trip. I planned to take a week and a half off of work, got it approved, and started booking the Airbnbs and getting my itinerary started.
So a year and a half they sent out their save the dates.
For Italy,
For
she
Italy.
books everything.
I kind of like the idea of people setting a save the date at least like 8 months in advance.
I think
A year and a half is really long, but I guess
for
Italy,
it's
I
like
guess it
you have
makes
to plan.
sense.
I think that's actually respectful because then it's like you have a year and a half to plan, like
to
no
figure
excuses.
it out.
Like,
Yeah.
But yeah. So she's planned her whole trip. About 5 months go by, and I get a text from my cousin stating something along the lines of, "Hey, who is this girl? I see y'all have a bunch of pics together on Instagram, and I just matched with her on Hinge. Do you think I should go for it?" To which I responded, "That's blank. I'm going to her wedding in a couple of months." What the fuck? So I texted her immediately, and she was like, "Yeah, the wedding's off. I'm really sorry. We haven't told anybody yet."
Wait. So she sends her save the date a year and a
She
half.
plans her trip.
This girl plans her trip.
And then this girl gets a text from her cousin saying, "Wait, I just matched with this girl on Hinge. She's so cute. You have pictures with her. Do you know who she is?" And she was like, "Yeah, that's blank. She's getting married." So then she texted her, the girl, and was like,
is getting married.
what's going on? She's like, "Yeah, the wedding's off. We haven't told anybody yet."
But she's just on a dating app?
I guess so. To which this girl says, "I was mad and confused. I've booked this entire trip and got it approved for work. And also this wedding is in a couple of months away and nobody knows it's off. Regardless, we keep the trip and are going to just have a nice week and a half around Italy with no wedding, but still insane. And to make things weirder, yes, my cousin did go on the date with her and are now dating. I ran into them when I was visiting my hometown over the summer, and they went on my family trip to Cabo and to my dad's birthday party. And I'm sure I'll see them over the upcoming holidays. Weird. Like, excuse me, you were supposed to be getting married this month, and in the last 5 months, you already started dating someone else, seriously dating, including going on family trips and all. Something seems very odd about this. Side note, the couple that was supposed to be getting married have been dating since college. They were very on and off and fighting a bit, so it kind of makes sense, but they had been together since like 2018-ish. Just an insane story. I'm curious to see how this pans out. Ciao. I have a couple of things.
I do too. I honestly, like, look, you're getting your sweatsuit, whatever. You can't predict the future. The one thing that the cousin did wrong, sure, was getting on dating apps before actually announcing the engagement being off. I feel
It was her cousin that matched with the girl.
The cousin that matched. The girl, whatever. The girl who's getting married, it is entirely your responsibility before you jump on any apps or anything like that to make all guests to your wedding that you gave like a year in advance notice to the heads up, like, look, we've called it off. I don't care if you're not ready. It's not about you at that point. It's about everybody else and how that becomes a financial burden and weight on their shoulders.
For sure.
Now, it's one thing if you're in a grieving process and you're not on apps, but if you were already ready to jump on an app, then you were ready to tell people, I'm not engaged anymore.
Agreed. I feel like the person who wrote this in has every right to be annoyed. Like, fuck, you just spent all this money on Italy and they haven't even told anybody yet. But like, you can't be mad at that part because like you said, anything could happen. And obviously the person that this woman was marrying wasn't the guy for her. But at the same time, like, I see both sides so clear.
Well, and
then it's like
the girl
you're right. You
taking
shouldn't be
the
on
trip
an
to
app
Italy.
if you haven't told anybody that your wedding's canceled.
Yeah,
but you also can't be mad that the wedding's canceled.
That's what I was about to say. The girl who's going to Italy, you're going to fucking Italy.
Yeah, like, and you have it's a happy vacation.
Yeah,
you know,
you got your vacation days. You get to go on the trip, and like, it sounds like, you know, you're kind of. Look, I do this too. I'm like queen of this, especially now that I'm in like a very committed relationship. It's very easy for me to look at certain relationships and be like, oh, I see what's wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these people have been on and off for like years since they were younger. Now they're off and now she's seriously dating someone else. Being someone who like is or was a serial dater back in the day, I don't think that there's a full time that correlates between like when you have to be hurdled over someone to date someone else. Like, it shouldn't be tomorrow, but shouldn't is like, I'm going to use that as an emphasized word because let's say you find love at first sight the next day. Like, who can tell you no to that?
Yeah. And like, again, like, sure, like you could have a right to be upset that like you paid for all this money in Italy, but like at the same time, like who gives a fuck what this girl's doing? Like, it's not on you to like be upset how she's making her own life choices. It's the only thing you can be upset about is that you spent money on Italy, but again, it's a vacation. But like, it shouldn't be taking up so much of your time to be thinking about this girl dating your cousin. Like,
but
it's just like whatever.
I think to me, again, it's a trip to Italy. Clearly, you were looking forward to going because some people, like, I've been invited to certain places where I've been like, oh my God, can't wait. This will be so much fun, blah, blah, blah. And like, literally, I've had to either cancel last minute.
Yeah.
Or I've looked at it and I've been like I was invited to a wedding on Lake Como. Gorgeous. Could have gone. I had the work burden that I had here and I had to commit to that. So like I'm going to say could have as a stretch, but like I had the opportunity to enjoy Lake Como.
Yeah.
Italy's a beautiful place, and selfishly, if I really wanted to go that bad to Italy, I would have jumped on a plane because not only would I be excited to see my friend get married, obviously, but a little bit selfishly, I would have been excited to be on Lake Como.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people who do go to destination weddings like that, like after the wedding's over, they make it a trip. Like, because if you're going to go spend that much money to go hop on a plane and go out of country, like you might as well.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Like, there's nothing wrong with having that side. I think, again, you got a trip to Italy. You got to go. It's exciting. I think the other thing is like the feelings you have off is mainly because of her not expressing to you sooner that.
It is weird. It sucks that she didn't tell people already.
No, again, I think that if she wasn't on apps and all the things, it would be different. Like, maybe
like
she
leave
needed
her
a
alone.
couple days to digest that.
Yeah.
Like, being devastated, I'm sure. But
now she's dating your cousin.
Yeah, and she's on the dating app. So, like,
I see both sides.
I think she should have said something.
Yeah.
However, I think holding it to her now is almost like, it seems like almost like a grudge.
Yeah, like it shouldn't be taking up all that space in your chest. Like,
yeah,
or your mind.
I think you should be like welcoming this person and hoping that, you know, this doesn't falter with your cousin or whatever.
Yeah.
And you hope the best.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough because it's like, I see both sides of the story. Like, I'm like, who fucking cares what this girl's doing? But like, you took your trip to Italy. You're getting a free sweatsuit.
I'm honestly, I think giving the ex-bride a little bit of leeway too.
Yeah.
Because
that sucks.
I can only imagine the feeling, and not only does it suck, but you're kind of in like a horrible headspace during that time. So I'm trying to be empathetic towards that as like a one-time forgiveness. Now, if she like fooled you twice, fooled you 3 times, that's a little bit different. And maybe she has, and we just didn't read about it. But
it sounds like they're friends because her cousin says I matches this girl on Hinge and you have a bunch of Instagram pictures with her. So I'm assuming that like they were either close at one point or.
Well, clearly, if she's going to her wedding,
yeah,
you don't just like invite strangers to your wedding.
Yeah. It's just sometimes you just gotta let people make their own decisions, you know, like if she's gonna be dating your cousin, like your cousin probably already knows about the wedding situation, like just like let it be.
Yeah,
let sleeping dogs lie.
Yeah, but that does suck. It's an interesting perspective.
Yeah. I don't think you're watching The Real Housewives of Orange County, are you?
No.
Okay. The season is so good.
Is it like as good as Salt Lake City?
It's so different. Salt Lake City, like honestly, those girls are unmatched.
Like, I cannot wait.
Same. It's on tonight.
Tomorrow? Is it tonight or tomorrow?
I think it's on tonight on live TV.
Oh, it is because
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars is on tonight.
Yes.
That's how I know.
I'm so
It's like
excited.
a double whammy.
Yeah. But it was the last episode. The reunion comes out next week, and this girl who used to be on the show, Gretchen, she was like in one of the OG housewives, like back in like 2010-ish. She's on it now. Her and this other girl, Tamara Judge, have had 12 years of fucking toxic history. Like, they hate each other. But now Gretchen's back on the show. Tamara's been on the show this whole time.
Got it.
Tamara and her have been kind of like going back and forth, tit for tat all season. Like, they're really toxic to each other. And on this last episode, Tamara feeds this information to this other girl, Gina. And she basically is like, Gina, look, there's all these Instagram pictures that Gretchen has been liking that are basically like transphobic and like really offensive to like the LGBTQ plus community, like really dark shit. They didn't even show the posts. Like, that's how messed up whatever
Why
she
is
was
it
liking
coming
were.
up on the For You page?
So Tamara said that they were sent into iHeart Radio because she has another show. She has like a podcast.
Okay.
So she's like, that's where I got these pictures. But it's just screenshots. And so basically, since Tamara plants this seed with Gina, basically she's like, here, Gina, here's the bomb. Now you drop it, because it's Tamara's dirty work.
Yeah.
And it worked. And Gina at the dinner, they're in Amsterdam.
Did she like freak out?
She was like
was she pulling like a Lisa, or was she like totally acknowledging her perspective? Or
So I watched it back twice because at first Gretchen is like, I don't know what these are. Like, I didn't like those. And all of the women, especially Heather Dubrow, because her kids, like, she has, I think, some kids that are in the LGBTQ plus community. And Heather, like, is like a huge advocate for that community, and she like donates every year to the Trevor Project. And so Heather was like fucking flabbergasted, for I don't know if that's like the right word, but she was like fucking
like floored.
Like, she started hysterically crying. She's like, these are
Oh my
our
God,
children.
I love my girl Heather.
I know. She's like, these are our children. Like, every 30 seconds, like a queer person literally like commits suicide, like in the United States, like, or all over the world. I don't know. I need to double check that fact. But Heather obviously is extremely upset, as she should be. All of the women are extremely upset. And Gretchen's kind of sitting there and she's just like, I didn't like these posts. She's like, really, I think that was in shock because she's like, I've never seen this account.
Yeah.
Then the next day it shows like footage, like you could tell it was like a handheld camera, whoever's filming it. They're all in the van. Gretchen wasn't there. And Gina's like, with all the girls, she's like, I just feel so bad. Like, I feel like we should have looked into this more before accusing somebody if they're like doing something. We didn't have the actual proof because Gina was like, that night I went and she follows these accounts, but I could not find an actual like on the picture.
Wait, so she follows the accounts, but she didn't actually like the picture potentially.
Gina couldn't find any of like evidence of Gretchen actually liking the post. So what Tamara had were screenshots, and like all the girls are like, we should have like looked into this further before. But no one really knew this was going to happen besides Tamara and Gina. But you'll see in the reunion next week, like, I think Gretchen she's like, I spent thousands of fucking dollars paying for a cybersecurity person to look back into these posts, and they're all linked to Tamara Judge. So basically, like, what's happening is they're accusing somebody of being extremely transphobic and like homophobic on on national television.
Wait, and saying like basically she like photoshopped them?
I don't know. We'll have to see next week, but it's like so dark, and like the whole thing is just so crazy because at the end of the episode where they accused her, like, I think honestly, I don't know, but it seemed like Gretchen was on Xanax. They were in Amsterdam, and I feel like she was having like a rough. She probably needed it for the last dinner, and she knew it was probably going to be like the last episode film before, or the last night film before the reunion. That's when they all go fucking crazy. But at the end, they're all getting into the van, and they're like, you cannot come with us. You need to take your own separate van. And Gretchen starts sobbing. She's like, I would never do this, Heather. But I could just tell, because when I've taken a Xanax, like I think we all have, when you're like on
In slow motion.
Yes. But she's crying, and I'm like,
not funny about,
not
I'm not
funny.
laughing at the circumstance. I'm laughing at the fact that like me in slow motion
Yes,
crying on Xanax.
exactly.
Is like
Yes,
it's
someone who's cried on Xanax.
Yeah, it's a very specific type of character.
It's exactly.
It's a very setting the scene type of
like,
feel,
I've been
moment,
there.
action. Yeah,
like crying, like sobbing, and you're like on Xanax. Like,
and also you're in your head. So like,
yeah. And I also am not trying to accuse her of being on Xanax. I just really feel like she was.
I mean, I would need to be too. I've seen even with the whole Below Deck, which I can't wait for the second part.
I'm so good
with the Salt Lake City. Oh my God, the dinner between Lisa and Heather, another Heather. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Them going at each other where Heather literally thinks that Lisa's the cause or the
source
root
of all the dirt.
of all the dirt that's coming out on Salt Lake City. And like, it's so weird because it's almost like, I was thinking about it too. If you know something about someone else and you haven't really shared it with other people, and you're kind of sitting at a table and you see them kind of gaslighting other people, and or you see them kind of like blowing off their lie, and you just like know so deep down that they're lying,
it's hard.
It's a challenge, but at the same time, it's almost like Lisa's reaction to that about, I forget who it was.
So
what's her name?
Bronwyn sat
it was
down
Bronwyn.
and she was like, this all got leaked, and Lisa, like, without
it was
Bronwyn
all this
even
information about basically Bronwyn being like,
I forget,
it was
fraud
like
or something.
it was some sort of felony charge that she had to
that she had dropped.
Yeah,
and the files, the cases
were sealed.
But Bronwyn basically sits down and she's like saying somebody leaked this, and she didn't even say who she thought it was. And Lisa's like, well, I didn't do it. Like, why would you? Like, she basically just
like it's almost like she admitted to everyone at the table that she did it by
acting
saying
so
she
concerned.
didn't do it.
It was so crazy. It's so good.
It reminds me of just like I'm having two sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, if someone broke the vase in the house, like the first
Wasn't
person
me.
who did it would be like, it wasn't me.
Yeah, it's like,
I didn't do that. I
or
remember
someone being like, did somebody fart in here? Like, wasn't me. It's like, obviously you farted.
Whoever smelt it dealt it.
Yeah.
My older sister, one time was backing out of our driveway and backed up into my younger sister's car, and she kept going.
Okay.
And Chase had literally saw it from
the window,
and she's like, I know, at like the dinner table, like, I know you backed into my car. I know you're the reason. And my dad's obviously upset because he's like, I have to get this fixed, whatever.
Yeah.
And Casey's like, no, I didn't. Like, would die on the hill.
Oh, I hate that.
And then did the overreaction where she like storms off. And so my dad checks the camera, and of course Casey backed into
no
the car.
way.
Yeah.
See, just like at that point, just like admit it, you know? Like, it's harder to I almost feel like it's so much harder to lie about anything because it's like you have to keep up with it. It's so stressful. Like,
I
the
get
truth
the little
sets
white
you free.
Yeah, but when you're younger, the little white lies, like, you're scared. My parents when they got mad, they were like scary and like.
But didn't Casey? I love you, Casey. But didn't you know that your dad had cameras?
I think she was just more willing to die on the hill of her lie than like actually admit that she did it.
Yeah.
Now for me, I couldn't get away with that. It was just like if I hit something, it was just so obvious.
Yeah, like one time I smashed my dad's right side mirror so bad.
One time I popped 2 tires at once because I drove over a tree trunk.
Oh my God, why would you do that?
I was texting and driving.
A tree trunk is big.
Huge. It went through 2 of my tires.
Well, speaking also of Bravo and reality TV, I feel like now we can finally talk about the Loverboy collab, which we've kind of been keeping a secret for a long time.
Oh my God. If you guys don't recall, I think we briefly touched on this, but when we were filming for Summer House initially, we filmed for both, by the way. So Summer House and In the City. I don't know if they'll actually make the cuts for both situations.
I hope that the first part doesn't. I don't even think we told this story because we couldn't really talk about it. When I was vomiting.
Yeah. No, I think we brought it up that you were like really, really sick.
Yeah. So we were filming for Summer House and I was mic'd up, projectile vomiting the entire day that we were shooting with Amanda and Kyle for our Loverboy collab.
And Leah goes up to me and our makeup artist, Ash Simmons, and she's like, do you think they heard? And I was like trying to be such a sweet friend. See, this is where the white lie comes in. Yeah. And I was like, no, not at all. And Ash was just like,
babe, they heard. Like those poor audio guys. So like for those of you who don't know, and we wouldn't know this either just because now we've been a part of it for a couple times, but when you are filming a show, like there's obviously the camera crew, the producers, but then there's these audio people that sit in like a separate room and are basically just listening to every single person's mic. So those people probably were disgusted that whole day. But like, what do they do when they have to take a shit? Like, I guess they just have to get used to the producers listening to them having diarrhea. Like,
I think maybe they don't even think about it at one point because you're so focused on your shit.
Yeah.
But like, it's horrible.
It's horrible. And that was just really shitty. Like, no pun intended, but it was just really gross.
I think for me, it was really hectic because
you had to do everything.
Yeah. And it was such a big set day.
And it was also 90 degrees in there.
Yeah. So we didn't have AC. It was in this very vintage, very cool library situation, which I'm very excited about. And I can't wait till you guys see all the campaign images. They're just amazing.
The pictures turned out fantastic.
Shout out Hunter.
Ash.
And Ash, yeah.
Because I wouldn't have looked like that.
Well, for sure, because that was just I mean, I can't believe you like held it together.
I had to sit down a bunch of times. I felt really bad because like I couldn't be like in the action, but like, you know, when you just like I was like I couldn't even talk.
It was
it
Yeah.
Ugh.
It was
All
really
day.
intense.
So that sucked, but pictures were great.
Yeah, the pictures were great. It was really hard because it was like a lot of just manual moving around. And then when you have a production team that's for film only, that's really hard within itself. So it's like
Yeah.
20 people. It feels like it might have been like less than that. It might have been 10.
I think I felt like it was like at least 12.
And it was just mayhem because they have so much equipment.
Yeah.
So you almost feel overwhelmed by that. And it was Amanda's birthday. So I was really happy that she kind of stuck it out on her birthday, worked all day long when she could have been in bed or enjoying with friends. And she didn't. She fully worked with us. And that like says a lot about her character.
Amazing. Oh my God. Let me
she
tell
crushed
you, that
it.
girl is gorgeous.
Insane.
And then we went back to New York to film the podcast with them because that day we just could not film the we were supposed to film it that day at the end of the July shoot when we were sweating and I was vomiting, but we were just like, it just couldn't happen.
It wasn't. I'm also happy too because then we got to do the giveaway winners with them. And I think that had we filmed that day, it wouldn't have been the same at all.
Definitely not. The energy would have been different, but it was so fun filming with them in New York.
Yeah, in New York, I think because we had we had spent time with Amanda before. So like we had sat down with her at a restaurant and we were able to actually talk to her initially before, Kyle jumped in the plan, the big businessman.
Yeah.
And she really loved the idea. And her and Dylan, who also works at, oh my God, I'm blanking. Loverboy. Shout out Dylan. You're the shit. But, they really helped conceptualize this idea of a dirty Shirley flirty temple.
It's so good too. Like I'm so excited for everybody to try the drink. Like it's actually delicious. And on that day that we were in New York and sweating and vomiting, Kyle brought at least 7 testers, I think. So we got to test it out and help them pick like the final flavor. But I swear, like after I drank those, I felt immediately better.
Something that's a little bit strange about the images that I will say, the campaign images that you'll notice if you do buy the drink, is that we had to use different ratios of the Shirley Temple. So some are redder colored and some are lighter pink colored.
Because we didn't have the final product.
Yeah, in the imagery. And I just want to call that out in case anybody comes for anybody in this situation. But the final product, I really liked. Something so special about it is it's so lightweight as a Shirley Temple. So you can drink like multiple of those.
And it gets you like really tipsy
off of
quick.
one can.
One can. Like I was like, whoa. Like, and it's like a fun, happy drunk.
It's a very silly... I mean,
I could drink 10 of them.
We were being so ridiculous that night, like truly just off our rocker.
Yeah, but what else is fucking new?
But yeah, the drink itself, I'm obsessed with it. I love that you can have multiple of them, and they're super light. And for a Shirley Temple, like being able to drink multiple and it getting you drunk is so much fun.
It's so much fun, and also the clothes also are very cute.
Yeah, get drunk in your flirty Shirleys, and like send us pics, please. I cannot wait when this drops. This podcast will release before the clothes do.
Yeah.
And before the drink does. But I'm so freaking excited, you guys.
Yeah, same. What else is new?
We still have one more collaboration to announce before end of year. So that's kind of crazy.
I feel like everyone kind of knows.
Maybe.
But we won't say it.
No, we won't. We've been looking forward to collabs that we've been putting together, campaign shoots for next year. So that's exciting. What else happened in New York City?
I wrote some things down. Hold on. Let me pull up my notes. Also, I started watching, this is so off topic, but I started watching Nobody Wants This.
Oh? Is it good?
The show. Something, you're going to hate that I say this. I feel like you're a huge fan of him. And I'm so sorry.
Seth from the OC?
Yeah, like something about Adam Brody just fucking bugs me. Like... And the show is really good. And actually, it's funny because it's 2 sisters. Obviously, like it's based on the My Favorite Daughter girl, Erin and Sarah Foster, the sisters.
I didn't know that.
And they wrote and directed the show and produced the show.
Okay.
And it's based on, I can't remember if it's Erin or Sarah's relationship. But it really, one thing I do like about the show is it really shows like amazing parts of Los Angeles, and I think it shows the city really well and like the little like hole in the wall spots, and it also does really teach people that aren't aware about like the Jewish religion. It should teach you a lot because it's all based on like if she's going to convert, if she's not, and it's all based on the fact that he's a rabbi.
Got it.
But I will say like it is the first season wasn't that corny. Like, it was actually really realistic, and I liked it like that. But this second season is like such a cornball. Like, I can't stand a show or a movie where like the guy like makes a decision and then walks away, then starts running back to like find her standing on like a step, like, and just be like, I actually love you. Let's
like
make
a
this
Cinderella
yeah,
story
like, I'm just
type
like,
moment.
that doesn't happen. And like, especially with Adam Brody, and again, no offense, I just feel like his character bugs.
Probably, but I feel like as a rabbi, you'd probably bug.
It's not even him as a rabbi. I actually like him better as a rabbi than I do like him in a relationship with a woman. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but Kristen...
He's very good at like the nerdiness, but maybe the sensitivity of it all is like a little bit different.
Yeah.
A lot of people compare him to Dan Humphrey from Gossip Girl, like the original one.
Yes, that makes sense.
And I think the difference is that I forget his name. I don't know why I'm blanking
I
on
can't.
it.
Penn Badgley.
Yeah. The fact that he came out and did You, like that TV show.
Yeah.
You has such a good narrative, and it kind of got him out of that like weird
Kid.
Yeah.
It still is weird, but like it's like such a him. Like he would be a serial killer in real life.
It's a good weird.
Yeah. But Adam Brody being a rabbi is also realistic in my opinion.
But Adam Brody also was in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I don't know if you remember that. And he was like this little snot-nosed brat that became like both Mr. and Mrs. Smith's target. And it was like a total like fishing stunt by both their agencies to get them both to be dead.
He's also in Jennifer's Body.
That I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure he's like, he doesn't have a big role in it.
That makes me sad because I really loved him as Seth in the OC, and I think it's hard for me to see him
I haven't
otherwise.
seen the OC, so that's probably why.
Oh my God, if you watch the OC, you will literally not turn it off. I think that was probably because that was his first big role.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to unsee him as that versus Penn, who like got out of that type of role and was able to play multiple.
I think he was a vampire in Jennifer's Body.
Oh, he was the band member who like got her to become a vampire.
Was he?
Yeah, he was the evil band member that tried to like dispose of her body down that like hole in the.
And he has like eyeliner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember him here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so he's played an evil role, but the problem is I've already forgotten about it.
Yeah, exactly. I think he would probably wish that we forgot about that role too.
Really? I think they're making a second one.
He was talking about it on
Let
a
me
Hot
confirm,
Ones
so
interview.
I'm not going to spread rumors, but continue.
So I watched his Hot Ones interview because after I watched the show, I'm like, I was watching all their press, and he was saying how he was talking about how him being in Jennifer's Body, and he's like, I feel like they rolled out and promoted the show in like the worst way, or promoted the movie in like not in a great way, and he would have done it differently. And he's like, but I don't really care because I had a really small role in it.
Got it.
But I don't know.
Okay, so it has been confirmed that Jennifer's Body 2 is in development, and it was confirmed by Amanda Seyfried, and Seyfried has stated that she will only return if her co-star Megan Fox also participates. So the script is currently being written.
That would make sense. Wasn't Megan just dressed as a vampire for Halloween?
Yeah, so that does make sense that it's there will be a comeback in the works.
Yeah. Speaking of Halloween costumes, do you see Julia Fox's dressed as Jackie Kennedy?
It bothered me.
Yeah, same.
I also saw one actually. I think I commented on it because it made me so upset. I felt like one of those like
Karens.
internet offenders.
Trolls.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I never thought you'd see this.
But it was P. Diddy, a person dressed as P. Diddy, and I forget what the other part of the costume was, but it was like a girl. In a box with baby oil.
That's too soon, classless.
Well,
Who
I just
did
think
that?
it's like I forget who
Was it like
was.
a famous person?
I have no idea. I commented on it. I know that I did, and I know that I saw it. But between that and the Jackie Kennedy thing, I just think there are certain things that are like totally appropriate for Halloween, and like by all means, be like the creepy clown. But when it comes to things that are like in regards to like murder or rape, I don't think those things should be socially acceptable. Like that hits a too dark part of Halloween that I just kind of find like very eerie and very classless.
Yeah, and like. I'm like, what were you
what
thinking?
made you want to be that?
And how did you not realize that was going to like cause backlash? Like, how did you step out of the house being like, this is a sleigh?
Well, I think Julia Fox, she likes attention, and that's okay. And I think that, I mean, she's very cool to me. Like, I do think that she's a cool girl. I think that she's like a huge icon in a lot of ways. But the thing that really gives me the ick is that there's so many things people do for attention, and that doing that for that attention, it really grosses me out. Like, it makes me understand why Kanye West was interested in her.
Well, she also like went to Instagram and like made a statement about it.
But she tried to tie it into something rather than being like, oh, it actually wasn't representing. Like, she tried to make it. She tried to be the hero. She tried to be the hero.
Yeah.
I remember, you can probably find it on Instagram. For me, she tried to be the hero.
As a statement.
Hold on.
Yeah.
To like resemble Jackie Kennedy in a great light as like some type of like woman empowerment thing. You can read it.
So basically, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it starts with like saying this is not a costume but a statement, and then she ends it with like her decision not to change clothes even after being encouraged to was an act of extraordinary bravery. It was performance, protest, and mourning all at once. A woman weaponizing image and grace to expose brutality. It's about trauma, power, and how femininity itself is a form of resistance.
See, to me, that's bullshit, because I know that when you picked out that outfit, those were not the things that you were thinking of.
Yeah. But what I will say, what I do appreciate of her is that she didn't like go on there and like apologize, because I don't think she is sorry. So it's not like she's faking an apology. She's not saying I'm sorry that I did this. She's basically being like, I just did this because of this. And people are just going to get over it. I feel like if she said, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to offend anyone, it would have made a bigger deal.
Yeah. She didn't really, but is that a real apology?
I don't think that was an apology at all. I think she's basically saying you guys don't get it.
Yeah.
You know?
But I don't know if that's fine, because
Yeah.
that's your opinion. You're totally valid to have that. Like, Julia Fox is totally valid to have. But as an outsider, I don't like it.
Yeah, me either. I found it grim.
Like, I found it just...
And I was offended.
Well, I wasn't personally offended, but I just found it wrong. It would be like somebody dressing up as Charlie Kirk's wife, covered in blood. Like,
No,
I just
fucked up.
think it's dark and gross, and that wasn't... I mean, Charlie Kirk wasn't our president.
No, it's just it's still too soon. Everything's too soon. Everyone take a break. Dress as something else. That's
Like,
all.
pick a monster costume, a vampire perhaps, even a mummy.
Yeah. Or like, just don't dress up at all. Like,
Do the Shining Twins.
a fairy.
Stay inside.
Yeah, stay inside. I literally like went out to dinner for Halloween. I went to River or RVR with Kevin.
Oh, nice.
I had 3 whiskeys.
Oh,
That was why I had a migraine for 2 days.
that makes sense.
Yeah. That's all I did.
Oh, did you guys dress up or anything?
No.
Okay. What'd you
Yeah.
guys get?
What did we get? We got 2 hand rolls. I forget which ones.
Did you get the duck meatballs?
No.
Oh my gosh, I would have told you what to get, you idiot.
We
You
got
should have texted me.
dumplings.
The dumplings are very good.
We started doing this new thing at dinner where we keep our phones in our away. So I would have texted, but didn't feel like bringing it out because we're trying to like.
Well, I know,
have a
but before
moment.
you went,
It was literally a last minute decision. I think the only reason we got a reservation is because it was Halloween.
Oh.
I called at like 6 and I was like, "Do you guys perchance have like a table for 2?" And she was like, "Actually, we do." And it was like really slow, but then all these people started walking in their costumes and it got really busy. But I think because it was Halloween, the restaurant was pretty empty.
Got
We
it.
got lucky.
We went to my in-laws. They hosted a Halloween party at their house.
Yeah, that looked cool.
It was very cool. They had a comedian from the Laugh Factory. I forget his name, but he actually is like kind of up there.
Did
on
he
the bar,
perform?
Not to brag. Yes.
Oh.
And he performed and it was very funny.
How long?
It was like 20 minutes.
Oh, I love that.
But it was really good. Honestly, comedy is so underrated, and I know that it's so easy for people to get slammed. There were some jokes that he had made where I was like, ooh, but I feel like you have to be able to take certain types of humor in comedy, and I think that also us even talking about the Julia Fox thing, like maybe the world is a little hypersensitive. I think in that circumstance that's just offensive and rude. But I do think there are certain things that we are offensive about that we need to like let loose.
Yeah. And it's like comedy, I feel like, is like about like making light out of dark scenarios that also like happen to the person who's doing the skit or whatever. So like some things I'm just like, some things I can understand why people would be offended, but anyone who's actually offended and like takes it seriously, it's like you clearly aren't funny yourself.
Yeah, like you
know?
can't take a joke about yourself type of thing.
I love Sebastian Maniscalco. I want to see him. My goal is to see him live one day. He's my favorite comedian.
Well, if he's at the Laugh Factory, we can go.
Okay.
The owner, David, is like good friends with my in-laws. And
We
so
should go.
he was there and he's like, anytime you want to do
Wait, let's go.
tickets or whatever.
Let's
Yeah,
do
we
a
just
date
need to,
night.
like,
That's so fun.
so fun.
I love comedy.
I
don't
really
even care
think it's
who's performing.
overrated, and I feel like I could just like watch it every weekend.
Same. Let's do it. Like seriously.
I'm so
Can you
down.
text him now? I would go like this weekend. I'm not
I'll look
kidding.
at, like the set list.
Sometimes I don't even care who's like. Sometimes I feel like
Sometimes
it's
a
just,
random person is
it's
like the
even funnier.
best person to go with.
Speaking of, shout out to my friend Babs. She is like doing her thing, and I'm so proud of her because she's always been so funny, and she's really like putting herself out there, and she's been doing it for like 2 years or 3 years now, but she's so funny. We had her perform at my pop-up bagel. I just had to give her a shout out because we love Babs.
Yeah, I love Babs for real. I'm trying to think of what else is happening.
It's okay. We're at a good amount of time.
All right.
Almost an hour.
On that note,
Buckle up.
enjoy the ride.
And remember that boys lie.
Boys lie.
Boys lie.
Boys lie, y'all.
Boys lie.
Them boys, they be lying.
Boys lie.